I can't heal today. I can't work on myself to provide healing for myself today because I've got this, and this to do. Now, here comes the message about this. When you say you can't work on yourself because you've got this, and this, etc., and many other thises, those things you feel you have to do are often the things that help you to heal. Because there are things contained within those things, invitations to find courage to do something, invitations to maybe ease back if you keep going forward, maybe invitations to move forward if you keep moving back. There are all sorts of invitations for you to test your strength. When I talk about transformation, Jalprava, I mean that if you wish to heal, you have to undergo a transformation yourself. Why am I showing you these clips of the natural world? It's because the natural world gives us our inspiration, and apart from that, the natural world knows what it is to go through all the transformations we go through ourselves. Just get out into the natural world and look at what's going on. See how the leaves unfurl. See how they fall when autumn comes. Look at all the transformations that the natural world goes through. And then you'll find you'll get some symbolism and some answers to the healing you're looking for. If you are conducting healing, then you will also have to undergo a transformation. Just about everyone needs to undergo a transformation. There are things going on for you in your life, all sorts of things that are happening for you where you have to take a step back and examine how you can deal with that, and you can deal with that. Let's take a situation where somebody makes you angry. If you feel that somebody is getting on your nerves, and we all know what that's like, why is this person doing that? I wish they'd stop doing that. Now that person who's doing that is really challenging you. So when we're talking about Jalprava, we are talking about you finding out within yourself how you can deal with it. Say you get an email or a text and this person's making you annoyed. Rather than go straight back in angrily, press that pause button. Never ever do anything in the heat of anger. It doesn't really help, because later you'll look back on it and you'll think, wish I'd said this, I wish I'd said that. There are a lot of people in the healing business these days who say they want to heal people, but they haven't looked at anything within themselves. Why does everybody want to be a healer? Why? I really don't quite understand that. We all want that power today, and it's that very power that actually stops us from helping anyone to heal. When we experience trauma or any kind of sickness, how do we come back from it? Is there a way to come back from it? Well, there actually is. Change your attitude from one where fear and anxiety can overwhelm you, because it's the overwhelm that stops you from seeing things as they are. We can't put our hands on someone and allow some kind of power to flow through us and then say, okay, you're healed now. It doesn't work like that. Even if you have the best will in the world, the best power in the world, the person you're working with has to go through a transformation within themselves before they can start to get better. There's the fact that you have to be self-sacrificing, in the sense that you have to sacrifice what you are and what you have. Otherwise, how will you ever be able to make room for anything else? It's all about adding on today rather than taking away. There is a method. Imagine that somebody has said something to wound you. You might be able to base this on somebody who said something in the recent past. But then try to imagine the consequences of what you normally feel. How do you normally respond to that, react to that? Do you say something to the person? Do you nurse it all night and all day? It's these consequences that we need to try to imagine. What you find is that you can imagine somebody saying something to wound you because you can base it on something that's been said recently. But it's often the case that you can't always imagine the consequences. You can't always act out to yourself how you feel following that wound, if you follow my drift. If you can start to do that, then you overcome getting trapped in the blind spot. Now, the blind spot is where you can't imagine how you react and how you respond and how you feel when someone said something to you that's wounding. So if you can penetrate that blind spot, then it provides a gap between what's been said to you and the way you respond to it, and then you can fill in that gap with what you really need to be doing, taking a step back, not rushing forward in the heat of anger and saying something you regret. But it also helps you to manage it, because there's no doubt whatsoever that people are going to say things to you that wound you in the foreseeable future and in the long-term future. It's not going to go away. Life isn't like that. It's up to you to learn how to manage it. And that is what contains parava. That is the thing that heals. So if you're saying, how can we heal now? I think there's a lot of people who can't heal simply because they do not want to go through that transformation in life. They do not want to let go. Remember what I said in the last video, accept and let go. Accept something and let it go. If you can do that, then you're on the road to something like healing. This red wall reminds me every time. I never take it off at the moment anyway, because I'm going through quite a transformation myself at the moment. But this reminds me to remember that I am able to heal. I am able to change things and make things work a little better for me, because I'm choosing to change the things that I need to change so that I can grow better and so that I can, well, yes, be more useful to myself and to everyone else. And it's useful as a reminder because it represents Cam spirit, the sun spirit. And it helps because it gives you courage to face the things you might not usually want to face. It gives you humour so that you can look at the things and laugh a little at them. It gives you strength. And it gives you compassion. Compassion for yourself and compassion for other people. So it is useful to have something that you can see, touch, something that can remind you that Parava is life. That's what it's all about. That's all life is about. It's about transformation. It's about changing and becoming the you that you're supposed to be. As always, thanks for listening.